Hello there, guys. Oh, sorry for the popcorn. Really good, by the way. Now, 68 years ago today, a hobby of mine was born. No. A monster was born. He was created out of a man's mind. And also, okay, good. And for nuclear war, that is Godzilla. And this week is going to be Godzilla month on the channel. Yeah, you heard me first. Yep, it's going to be Godzilla month. And that means probably majority of my content will be Godzilla related. I'll probably get a review on this guy. It's an SH Monster Arts. Really expensive toy here. But today, guys, is a very important day. Today is Godzilla's birthday, if you could not tell. Because on November 3rd, 1954, the Ishiro Honda classic Gojira was released, or Godzilla as we more commonly know it. Now, if you really want to know the full history of Godzilla, please go watch Big Action Bill's videos. I'm not saying that as a sponsorship. I'm saying that because they're really good and they're really funny, honestly. And yeah, really good. They explain the whole history of this big guy right here. Anyways, I want to talk about the film that started it all, of course, Gojira. This will be more like a review or something for you, the people. For the people. And today, this is going to be the day where I review Ishiro Honda's original film, Gojira. Please enjoy. Now, how did this Godzilla come to be? Well, how did Godzilla come to be at all? Well, it all happened back in the good old year of 1954, after Japan was basically decimated by not one, not two, but 3 bombs. It was pretty much in the low water for the movie-making industry. However, a Japanese film studio by the name of Toho Productions and a producer at Toho named Tomoyuki Tanaka were going to make a film called In the Shadow of Glory, which was supposed to fill out the November slot. However, when they went to Indonesia, their relationship with Japan was not great at the time. Well, to put it shortly, the war will explain everything, but basically, the Indonesian government denied the filmmakers visas. Basically, that almost immediately canceled In the Shadow of Glory. On the plane ride home, Tomoyuki Tanaka looked out his plane window and wondered, what if a monster emerged from the ocean due to hydrogen bomb testing? Soon then, he had an idea, and that idea would become a long-lasting franchise. Now, I gotta commend the man, considering that he literally got rejected by a government, was basically going home on a plane, and then basically just thought up of a new film idea already. Well, we now know this idea as Godzilla, or in kanji, Gojira, which it's really just ambiguous of where the name came from. It speculated that it was a name of an imposing Toho employee. Others think it was just drawn in a raffle to name the creature, or they just wanted to combine kanji of different animals like a gorilla and a whale. I mean, like, gorilla is basically Gojira, but it's off by 1 kanji character. However, now However, well, wherever the name came from, it's no certain that we would know Godzilla today by that name. I'm honestly pretty baffled at how they did it in only a couple months. But let's get to the rest of the review. And let's start with a key quintessential of every review. Let's analyze this film's story, crafted by the legendary Ishiro Honda. Alright, so the story is pretty simple, but it's also pretty complex. Well, as complex as a 50s movie goes, with a giant monster attacking Japan. Well, it focuses on Emiko Yamane and oh man, I'm really trying to hammer it here. Hideo Ogata. Basically a love story. Now, that's the basic stuff. I mean, like, it's just a love story. However, they're not meant to be lovers, as the calm and pretty dang good scientist, Dr. Yamane, wants Emiko to marry his partner, Dr. Daisuke Serizawa. Now, of course, Emiko doesn't like Serizawa. He more views him as a friend. She more views him as a friend. Well, yeah, that's how you get friend-zoned. However, this is all cut off when in the beginning of the movie, before any of this lovish drama story happens, yeah, I mean, like, this is like the only Godzilla film with good human characters. The rest is all downhill from here, folks. Anyways, man. So, really, it's about a creature that has been awoken by hydrogen bomb testing and is now wreaking havoc on the mainland. The scientists give him the name Gojira. Basically, they also go to a local island called Oto Island, where basically the locals there view Godzilla as like a god or such, or a deity that they worship. In fact, if they don't get enough rain, they'll send women on rafts and hoping that Godzilla will eat them and give them rain. I don't know, but the locals do fear him. Eventually, they do come across him, and now he's in Japan. It's now a race against the clock to try and stop Godzilla, although Dr. Serizawa might have the key to the problem. Or the lock, in that matter. Basically, it's like a classic 50s horror monster flick. However, the director, Ishiro Honda, made sure to not stay too vigil. What am I even saying? He made sure, basically, not to oversaturate the human characters. He basically made a well-thought-out storyline, and I think it's pretty good, even for Godzilla standards. I mean, like, it's one of the greatest movies of all time. It's the GOAT in the monster genre. I mean, like, what do you expect? It's the first Godzilla. Speaking of Godzilla, let's now talk about the characters. And memorable or not, we know which one of them. Well, we know. So the human characters in this movie are pretty simple. I mean, like, by Godzilla standards, they're the best human characters. I mean, like, any other human character, unless it's, like, Miki Saigusa from the Heisei era, yeah, these are the best. Like, this is the best cast. I mean, like, whenever I see this, or whenever you show this to a Godzilla fan, I mean, like, they'll obviously smile. So, first up is the two main frontrunners, Hideo Ogata and Emiko Yamane, played respectively by Akira Takarada and Momoko Kochi. They were both in Toho's New Face program at the time, but they also didn't know that they become one of the most well, you get what I mean by that. They'd be a part of one of the biggest films in all of cinema history. Now, that's not to say that they're the main stars of the show. I mean, like, they are lovebirds, but you gotta have other characters. You got Emiko's, dad? Grandpa? Uncle? Anyways, Emiko's, grandfather, I guess. Dr. Yamane, played by Takashi Shimura. And he's very serious and of course stands for the beast to be preserved and not killed. And yeah, and he's really into science, which, speaking of science, comes to the most tragic character of them all, Dr. Daishira Serizawa. Yeah, he's the most tragic out of all of them. You can tell by the eye patch. Really, really scarred him for life. He basically created the most dangerous weapon of all time, the Oxygen Destroyer, which he doesn't know is the key to defeating this creature. But who is this creature? And of course, we have the main villain, or anti-hero, anti-villain, whatever. We have the main star of the show, and who this film is really named after, Godzilla. Godzilla is a force of nature. He's a tragic monster born from hydrogen bomb testing. Now, fun fact, he actually was supposed to be portrayed through stop motion, like Willis O'Brien's King Kong. However, Tsuburaya and Tanaka knew that basically they didn't have the time and money for that. Tanaka wanted something now, where stop motion takes about 7 years to do. Now, they did include some stop motion. I will give them that. But they turned to a new medium, suitmation. Yep, put a guy in a suit and let him destroy miniatures. However, they have to do it on the first take. Otherwise, whatever is in there stays in there. Oh boy. And the man in the Godzilla suit would be the most iconic suit actor and our good old friend, Haruo Nakajima. Mr. Nakajima was a very nice man, and also was basically a stunt man. He is always the original Godzilla and always will be. Although there was another actor playing him, they just decided to go with all of Nakajima's scenes and call it a day. But hey, he makes a small cameo in the movie out of the suit. But in the suit, he portrays Godzilla as an animal taking vengeance. And also, I gotta give credit to this where credit is due. They really, they really did a good job with the suit. And even though they didn't have rubber back in the day in Japan, because it was very hard to find it in a post-war era Japan, I gotta commend them. Now, different Godzilla designs have different names if you're a Godzilla fan. The first Godzilla suit is called Shodaigoji, and pretty much every other Godzilla suit after this one basically has a suit name. Some of them are radical, while others are simple, and others are just, well, dumb. But no matter which way you slice it, dice it, throw it in the air, this is Godzilla's movie. Although, despite him only sharing the screen for a little bit. You see, he only appears for about 11% of the movie. That's because that Honda built up suspense and hold off showing the monster. They also used a puppet, but that was just a side thing. But I just want to get it out of the way. But what I can also tell you is that basically Godzilla could not be killed. And also, you may notice that this film has an amazing score. Well, it's time to talk about the good old composer who wrote this. The music of this, well, written movie is composed by none other than legendary Japanese composer Akira Ifukube. Ifukube is actually also the person that created Godzilla's Roar. Now, of course, we all know that Godzilla's Roar is an achievement in cinematic history with basically using a pine tar covered glove, rubbing it on the contrabass, and basically you get a shrieking sound. Yeah. Special effects were limited back in Japan's old days. But anyways, yeah. So, Ifukube's score is what can only be described as legendary. And honestly, his music is still used today through concerts and even more modern Hollywood blockbusters. But Ifukube will always be known as the composer who composed the original Gojira and other subsequent Godzilla movies, like King Kong vs. Godzilla, Mothra vs. Godzilla, Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster, Invasion of Astro Monsters, Destroy All Monsters. You get the idea. And honestly, the score is kind of good, and why make me say that? It's great. It's superb. Akira Ifukube did a wonderful job, and actually, well, gotta commend it to him. But he also created Godzilla's theme. Yep, he created Godzilla's theme as we know it. Originally, it was supposed to be for the military, but he came up with something else. And honestly, I just think this theme fits with the monster. And ultimately, it's become a bop. I mean, seriously, it's become a bop. But now we come to my final thought. The Suitmation. And this is the deciding factor if this is a good movie. As well as the finale. It's really up to... Finally, we have the special effects in the finale. And come on. The special effects are good. And, for the 1950s, it was revolutionary. And I do understand that by today's standards, they don't look the best, but they are good. Eiji Tsuburaya knew what he was doing. And he did so well that he got his own company called Tsuburaya Productions. And they created Ultraman. Kind of ironic. Well, what's even more ironic is basically that, well, whenever someone tries to make a Godzilla movie, they can't surpass, the classic five that basically, made the original. That being Ishiro Honda, Tomoyuki Tanaka, Haru Nakajima, Akira Ifukube, and, of course, Eiji Tsuburaya. It's that good. From fire to water to miniatures being destroyed to the suit to just everything that go boom. I'm amazed by it. Every time I'm amazed by it. But now it's time to talk about the heartbreaking finale. And if you couldn't tell by now, Godzilla has left Japan in shambles. Even after a very elaborate military plan, he still leaves it in shreds. Emiko and Hideo Ogata must make a devastating decision, or basically a tough choice. And asked Dr. Serizawa to use the oxygen destroyer on Godzilla. And after a fight and a church choir of girls singing later, they get board a boat and find Godzilla. And Ogata goes with Serizawa because he's a diver, and why not? But just as they find Godzilla in the briny depths, Serizawa pulls up Ogata, has Ogata pulled up, and then he sacrifices himself, taking all the knowledge with on the oxygen destroyer with him, and reducing Godzilla to atoms, and then nothing. Also telling Emiko and Ogata to be happy. Godzilla's death is treated so seriously and so painfully that you almost feel bad for him. And it does make you cry. And the final minutes, I mean, like, it will have you in tears. And, well, it will have you in tears, but honestly, it was a dang great ending to an already dang great movie. However, like all movies, that's not the end. Imane says that someday in the world, another Godzilla may appear. And, oh boy, he sure was right about that. And the film ends with the kanji for the end as everyone salutes Serizawa's tragic sacrifice. The end. And a moment of silence for our two tragic lives that were lost. My popcorn's empty. Well, anyways, that is my review of Gojira, the original, uncut Japanese version. Of course, if you want me to review the American version, then leave a comment down below. Well, I'm pretty sure you also want me to review other Godzilla movies. I mean, like, after all, it is Godzilla month. More Godzilla content to go around. I mean, like, I'm gonna be reviewing this thing. However, I will be reviewing the Hammond collection, and also be aware that it's going to be Thanksgiving, and I'm going to be doing something very special for that. Please stay here with me. I mean, like, it's been 68 years of Godzilla. This guy, 68 years. 2 more years and he'll be 70. And I'll be here once again, reviewing another Godzilla movie. Or who knows? But for now, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to super smash the subscribe button and also ring-a-ding-ding that notification bell. It lets you know when I'll upload a video or YouTube short. And also, don't forget to like this video, comment down below what your favorite part was, and remember, long live the Skrills. You all have a nice Godzilla day, and long live the king.